We are back on Radio Row with 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, man, Mr. Controversy, my guy, D Intellectual.
What up, what up, what up?
We have a special guest. It's that man, former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback, that man, Ike Taylor. What's going on, sir?
Talk to me. How you doing?
We good, man. You need to talk to us, bro. What's going on, man? What you think about your team, the way they battled with all of the injuries and everything that went forth with AB and I can't think of the running back, but
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, Bell. But yet still, y'all battle.
You gotta tip your hat to Coach Tomlin and the staff. To go down to a third string quarterback and have a shot of getting in the playoffs says a lot about Coach T as a person, how he kept that locker room intact. Because you got starting quarterbacks that can't get their team to the playoffs, let alone your third string quarterback and having a position in getting in the playoffs. I really thought this year was Coach Tomlin's best year as a coach, and it was because he had to go through that adversity he went through on injury after injury after injury and after injury. And every week, we doubted them. And every week they performed and they put themselves in a position, even though they didn't get to the playoffs, they still put themselves in a position to be in the playoffs or have some kind of fight to get in there.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of Mike Tomlin, what's it like playing for Mike Tomlin?
He's a player's coach. Very insightful. Football IQ is off the charts. He simplifies football for you. So when you get on the field, there is no thinking. There's live actual playing, tips and tendencies. He's very huge on tips and tendencies, so your instincts kind of go to a whole nother gear messing around with Coach T, because he'll drop a gem or two, and he has good instincts on the sidelines. And usually you only get that from players. Usually players, because they playing in the game, they pick up on a few habits, they see tendencies and tips, they'll get in the groove. But a coach getting in the groove with the player, I remember playing with Coach T, and he used to drop a few tips and tendencies like, okay, I think they're going to throw this out route on 3rd and 5, get ready. And little do you know, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, they didn't throw an out route. So Coach T just, he's a tape watcher. That's all he do is football is his life. And you can just tell. But to have that kind of instinct on the sideline as a coach, but it usually happens from a player's perspective, I thought that was a bonus for me, and that's something truly a gift for Coach Tomlin.
What is it like playing for that organization? I mean, you know the history in that organization, even with that unfortunate situation where who was it? Myles Garrett hit the quarterback, hit your guy, but to see Pouncey react, and I don't think anyone took it as Pouncey's being a thug, whatever, but the fact that he had his teammates back, and to me that showed that unity with the team.
Ain't nothing fair. Like I tell my son and my 2 nephews, if y'all get in a fight, ain't nothing fair. Somebody getting jumped. Same way with Pittsburgh. Like when we got in the fight, won't nothing fair. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about the consequence later. That's just the brotherhood we got over there. Like ain't nothing gonna be fair. I'm sorry, but ain't nothing gonna be fair. Like if one swing, you got 5 more other guys swinging at you, and that's the mentality we had, but that's how much we cared about each other. It got to a point, like back in the day, when I was playing, and it was a few live. We had some firecrackers on the team, and everybody understood, like, leave them boys on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense alone, because they ain't gonna fight you on the field. They're gonna walk up to the bus and come into the locker room. So just go on, leave them dudes. Stop all the acting. Leave them dudes alone, because they coming to the bus and they coming to the locker room. And if they get out the shower late enough, they're gonna catch you down in the off season in Miami, Arizona, Cali, Vegas. They're gonna catch you somewhere. So go on, leave them boys alone. And that word got around. Like we didn't got into some altercations and we had to lay some people down. And the word got around, and from the game was all good after that. Like once these dudes understood, like, and they called it BTL, about that life. Once they understood who was about that life, football became kind of easy. But I couldn't believe it. But that's just the brotherhood with Pounce. Like Pounce, them brothers, they about that life.
Yeah.
But that's been going on from what I know. Since I've been playing, I've been doing that. So when one throw, everybody throw.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now I read a headline recently, it's something about AJ Green having you retire. But as you read more about it, it's not like he dominated you or nothing like that. Can you got to get more into that a little bit?
Man, much respect to AJ. Man, I love that dude. I was the AJ Green killer. Like, he couldn't do nothing on me. Couldn't do nothing against me. But I respected that young man to the fullest because when he's healthy, he's hell. Like, every time I went against AJ, I had to be on my P's and Q's because if I was on the R, I was going to be roasted. I already know. So, AJ, he didn't say much. He's stronger than what you think he is, but he's built like a basketball player. He's quick and he's fast, which is rare because usually either you're quick or you're fast. He's quick and he's fast, so he brought the total package to the game, and I had to be on my game every time I played him. But yeah, I got hurt. I broke my forearm, matter of fact, that year. And I came back, which I thought I came back way too early. I should have just sat out a year, but it's hard to tell a football player he can't play.
Right.
And he beat me. And when he beat me for a touchdown, I wasn't mad. So, and I'm usually mad at everything. I'm pissed off. So I told Coach Tomlin and Kevin Colbert, the GM, they'll tell you this, I retired during the game. I said, I'm done. And they was like, what? I said, AJ just beat me, and I wasn't mad. I said, the passion is gone. I'm no good for myself, my family, or this team. I'm not gonna just be going through the motions. And they thought I was playing, and they talked to me at halftime. And as soon as Coach T talked to me at halftime, he saw it in my eyes like, dang, this dude really ain't playing. Like, this dude dead serious. So, man, I was like, but while I was hurt, I was doing the rehab. I was going to the coaches' meetings. I was getting the young guys ready. Like, I was becoming a coach, and I enjoyed that more than playing.
Right.
But I didn't know until I got beat. Right. So once I got beat and I didn't care, I was like, this ain't good. Mm-hmm. So I told him, but I did tell him, that Monday, we played Sunday that Monday, I told him, I said, look, I still want to be able to do. I said, if y'all need me, I'll play. Mm-hmm. I'll be the last call. If y'all need me, I'll play. But this is what I want to do. I want to continue to come to the meetings. I want to continue to get these young guys ready. I like that process now at a stage of my life. We wound up making the playoffs. Coach T was like, what you want to do? I said, Coach, I done been in enough playoffs. I said, man, let one of the young guys experience that. And he was like, wow. He was like, bro, you doing something. This is unheard of. But that's exactly what I did.
What wide receiver did you love to battle against? I know you love to battle against all of them, but what was that one that you knew was going to be a big game, tough game, but we're going at it?
Oh, man. Really, it was more like every time we played the Ravens, and it really wasn't the receiving part. It was they always had the Jamal Lewis, man, the tough running backs, and the receivers blocked well. So bringing your big boy pass, man, and bringing your big boy pass to hit Jamal. Also bring a nasty attitude because these receivers gonna be on your you know what. Right. So that's what it really was about. I always felt like I always played pissed off. Like I always like I start something like I used to say the darndest things like even Ryan Clark to this day, my teammate, he'll say Ike said some stuff that made me feel bad and he wasn't even talking to me.
That's tough, right?
Yeah, I used to try to hit low, like I used to unfair. So, you know, even the stuff that came out my mouth, like, but it was all mental. So I figured, man, the faster I can get in your head, the better my game gonna be. But I just always played pissed off. Having a tough receiver, I always respected all the receivers. I just knew with running teams, in order to have a good running game, your receivers on the perimeter have to want to block.
Right.
And Baltimore, for a good span, they had some receivers that didn't mind blocking. So that was the kicker for me.
Can you expound on that rivalry though? Because that I still think we're Bears fans. We're from Atlanta, but we're originally from Chicago, both of us, and we love the Bears. And we talk about the Bears and Green Bay, the greatest rivalry. But to me, you talk about rivalry where every time y'all faced each other, it was must-see TV. It was coming down to the end, hard hitting and everything. Can you expound on that?
It was an understanding. I don't hate nothing, but I hated the Baltimore Ravens. Like that, and it vice versa. Like
Right.
they hated us, and it used to be who can hit who the hardest the longest. So our motto on defense was take the soul. Take his soul out. Take his soul out. Take his soul out to where his kids, his mama, his sister can see that he don't want to be a man no more. Like that's how we used to talk on the field. We used to try to take the soul out of people.
Right.
Give me his soul. And we tried. We tried, and they thought the same thing. So the rivalry between us and the Ravens, you can hear it in the stadium, but even on the field, like, you know how you can just feel bad tension?
Yeah.
Something bad about to happen.
Right.
That's what it was when we played the Ravens, like, oh Lord, like something bad about to happen.
Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
I believe in Steelers podcast, so I post it every Tuesday. Talk about Pittsburgh, but really talk about pretty much every aspect of football, all the teams. I'm a football head. I'm a football junkie. I'm not huge on stats. I'm huge on watching tape and just trying to give people insight on what I see. So that's what I've been doing. So me and Mark Bergen, my homeboy, we've been doing that for like the past 4 months, really. So we've been getting that rolling. But yeah, just staying busy. Staying busy, man. I tell people all the time, like, even though I'm retired, you got to stay busy because you got to keep the mind going. So that's all I try to do. Just stay busy, try to be inspiring, try to be a motivational speaking kind of person. So, man, I can't sit still. So I just like staying busy for the most part. But talking football, man, we can talk football all day.
What cornerbacks you like? That's in the league now. What's your, the ones you look at and be like?
I like Ward. Of course, I like Sherm. Sherm, old school. He's still doing this thing. Even Joe Hayden has revamped himself.
Yeah.
And they say sometimes you need change.
Right.
And the young man got the change in the atmosphere in the city, and he's been balling. Fitzpatrick, Minka, he's been balling out. The man had 5 picks. He's an all-pro Pro Bowler. So you got a few young guys that I like, but I like consistency. So that's why I'm naming these old heads, because these old heads, they just been consistent so far throughout their career.
Well, there you have it, my man Ike Taylor, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. that's Ike.
Yeah.